Hi everyone, and welcome to Pound Zero favourite recipe of the week. You may notice that I'm at a slightly different angle today, and I'm actually currently at home with sciatica because I can't sit for too long, which isn't great when you work in an office. So you're all currently perched atop my filing cabinet while I stand here to present to you crispy fish with lemon-dill sauce. Doesn't sound delicious already. It is a quick and easy meal, but it's not so super quick that you can't just kind of slam it together. It will take about 30 minutes overall, but about 15 minutes prep time, which is, that's actually not too bad. And of course, the secret ingredient to this particular recipe is panko, which before I started making this recipe I didn't actually know was Japanese breadcrumbs. This recipe does call for cod fillets, but you could actually use just any white fish. That would be your preference, or flavour preference, I suppose. The lemon dill sauce is really easy to make and actually complements the fish quite well. Being such an easy fish recipe, you could actually serve this with a salad in, warmer months as you feel like it. Or of course you could do some vegetables, steamed vegetables to go with it. My favourite side to put with this recipe is sweet potato wedges in place of chips. And given that this only comes in at 245 calories per serve, you've got room to put a little bit of extra on your plate, which is quite pleasant. So I'm just going to take you off the reservation for a moment in terms of actually putting the recipe together. If you follow the recipe to the letter, you will find the batter won't quite stick to the fish as well as it would suggest. There's a couple of things you can do to address this. The first thing I would try is what's known as velveting the egg whites, which is actually mixing about 4 tablespoons of corn flour in with the egg whites, and that will help it stick to the fish. This will probably add around 80 calories to the overall meal. The other thing you could try if you don't want to add cornstarch is rather than using 2 egg whites, you could use 1 whole egg and 1 egg white, and that will also help it stick to the fish a little bit better. Not quite as well as the cornstarch, but at least make a decent meal of it. The recipe does suggest that the dish requires a wine to help with the acidity to cut through some of the breading. The recipe suggests that this dish requires a wine to help cut through some of the acidity of the dish, and as well as acting like a bit of a final spritz of lemon. I personally didn't find this, and being that we're on a weight loss journey, we really should be trying to avoid the alcohol anyway. That said, I have also found, if you're into white wine, although they also make a red. I haven't tried the red yet, but it is, which is funny since I'm a red drinker usually. I digress. I just want to thank my sister-in-law for introducing me to a wine that we can enjoy while on our weight loss journey. So this is the Lindeman's Early Harvest, and I will put a link in the description below, obviously, to the Lindeman's page. The Early Harvest range is low carb, low alcohol content, so you can actually drink a little bit of it and maybe have 2 glasses rather than just the 1, which is nice. They do whites, they do reds, they do rosés, they even have a sparkling if that's more up your alley. I personally have had the Sauvignon Blanc, and given that I am normally a red drinker over a white, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised at how crisp the citrus flavours were through this particular white wine. So I was surprised. Not that I advocate drinking a great deal. I actually don't drink a lot myself anyway. But if you are looking for an alternative option to actually having a glass of wine, I'd maybe suggest checking these ones out. And because I can't stand up for terribly long or sit down or lie down for terribly long in any one position, I'm actually going to call it quits. This is going to be a really short and dirty little video today. I do apologise, and I will be slightly on the ball a little going forward into the future. Of course, links are in the description below for everything that I've talked about today. And of course, if you're new, you're always welcome. Hit the subscribe for some more videos I'll put up later on during the week. Of course, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. Links also in the description below. On Twitter, I throw up anything that I find useful on my weight loss journey. And on Instagram, I'm just kind of documenting my weight loss journey, what I'm eating, what I'm doing wrong as well, just as much, absolutely. We learn from our mistakes. So until next time, be healthy and be good to each other. Bye. Not today. Not today. So this recipe, what can I say about this recipe? With the egg whites, and that will help it stick to the fish. This will probably add around 80 calories to the overall meal, as cornstarch is quite starchy.